To start off the colouring process, I used the colour picker to get the colour for the skin tone and coloured in the face, ear and the neck. Then before moving on, I filled in the background on the same layer using a light caramel colour. After filling in the background, I found that the skin tone looked too dark, so I decided to lighten it. Moving on to the hair, I used the colour picker again to choose the colour for the hair, which was an orangey medium brown. I used a much smaller brush here to neaten up the lines on the line art layer. For the eyebrows, I used a darker brown than the hair for most of them, then the same colour as the hair for the beginning of the eyebrows, using the smudge tool to blend the colours together. I then went back in with the skin tone to clean up some of the edges. I used an off-white shade on the sclera so it wouldn't be as stark. So then I started on the irises with a mix of brown, light caramel and shades of orange, layering and blending as I went along. I made the pupil elongated and fox-like, fitting with the character, and used pale orange for the highlights, though I would add more later. Back to the hair now. I used a lighter shade of the hair color to mark highlights and a darker shade for shadows. Through the same process, I marked shadows and highlights on the face and neck. With the blending tool, I started to blend out the shadows on the face, adjusting the strength at first. I found that the shadows I marked earlier were a bit too dark, so I used a transition shade to make the blending easier, while switching between the smudge and blending tool. Since it was still too dark, I used the normal brush, the same shade as the base skin tone, in a lowered opacity to go over and lighten the shadows.